TDs, a show about football and fantasy football, where we break down some of the plays and players of the past week while looking forward to next week's matchups with some bold predictions. I'm sitting here with Melky. How you doing? How was your week?
I'm doing well, man. But before I touch base on that, I just want to say, how about them Cowboys?
Right here, buddy.
From a legendary coach, Jimmy Johnson, obviously, and lesser extent, Skip Bayless. But man, what a victory, bro.
What a comeback that was.
I
I
was on
thought we were crushed.
I was on the edge of my seat. It was a roller coaster ride. I thought, like everyone else, after the first quarter, we were doomed. Telling you, man.
I will tell you this that you know what, I thought I was so doomed that I actually headed out on the last 8 minutes
Did you
and
really?
went and did something else with my life. And then I got to my destination. I looked at the phone. And I saw that we won by 1 point. And I was like, "Oh my god!" And then I got to work, and my buddy's like, "Did you see that onside kick?" And I was like, "No." So I went back and I watched it, and even though I know, even though I knew we won, I was still ecstatic about it.
Just Atlanta has an act for choking. Like they choke harder than an East Hastings hooker, man, out in BC. So honestly, like I couldn't believe it. As soon as like we recovered the onside kick, I'm like, is this really happening? God bless Atlanta. God bless your stupid tactics and your dumbass coach. Just a thing of beauty.
It was just a thing of beauty. But we'll touch base on that a little bit more later on.
Absolutely. So fantasy. Speaking of fantasy, how did you do last week, bro?
Well, as you all know, I got Christian McCaffrey on my team, and it's not looking good. Not at all. Out 4 to 6 weeks. Sprain was a high ankle sprain on him. The leader of my team. I have Derrick Henry on my team, but that ain't doing well either. We'll definitely get more into that later on. But I just I'm riddled with injuries. I got AJ Brown. He's questionable this week coming up, but he was out last week. I got Jamison Crowder. No one really cares about you, but you're still injured on my team. So yeah, I'm just no. I will say one thing. No, Josh Allen, you're a savior, but you just couldn't save me this week. He put monstrous game. Um, I think he's one of the top three quarterbacks in the league right now. And you heard it here. He put up 46.65 points.
Yeah,
That is like some Lord Brady shit going on over there.
he's
But
got he's got 7 TDs in 2 games with no picks.
yeah,
God knows.
yeah, he tried to save me. Robert Woods tried to save me. Travis Kelsey tried to save me. But when you got Adam Thielen, T.Y. Hilton putting up under 4 points, it's just not good. Oh, Pittsburgh defense, they tried to save me too, 13 points, but yeah, they just couldn't pull it out.
No, sorry, not sorry to hear that.
And next week for me is not looking too good either.
No,
No,
how do you like your
it's
matchup next week? Who do you got?
I got Adam, who you just beat. Actually, I'm if I'm not mistaken, and
I
it's
smashed him.
that's not looking good either. But I'll get more into that after. I want to talk about your week this week.
Well, as you heard already, I did beat Adam easily. My guys were on a roll. Calvin Ridley, like come on. Uh, Mike Evans, like Godwin didn't play, so that was Brady's main target. Big Ben threw some deep balls. Zeke was Zeke. My
Calvin
rook
Ridley's taking number one.
really is the best wide receiver right now. 4 touchdowns in 2 games. The man is basically carrying my team on his back. You know, yeah, I just everything clicked. Everything clicked for me, and it just feels good to be on top. I can't complain. 3-way tie right now, but I lead in points. So take that, my fantasy league. You're all my bitches right now.
But speaking of Adam, like I said, I do have him next week. I would actually put it up there as, maybe I know we're both 2-0 right now, and
0-2.
Oh, sorry, 0-2. Yeah, you're right. Right.
Get that straight, buddy.
0-2. But I'm looking. It's gonna be the game of the week this week with just for one reason only, the quarterback matchup.
You have a colossal QB matchup with your boy Josh Allen and Kyler Murray. Woo!
No, I agree. It's a huge matchup. I'm having a little bit of technical difficulties over here. The internet's cutting in and out, but it's COVID times. We're trying to work through this.
COVID times with COVID internet.
Yeah, no, pretty much. But sorry for the little delay there. But yeah, this matchup's gonna be huge. It's gonna be a boom or bust for me pretty much on this. Like I need to win, otherwise I'm 0-3, and I don't know if I can dig myself out of that hole.
I think it's a make or break week for you as well. You just don't want to be in that hole. I mean, God forbid, Allen was 0-4 a couple of years ago, and he ended up winning the league. But it's really hard to dig yourself out of that. So good luck to you, man. I'm not really rooting for anyone because I don't care. But I mean, good luck to you. I
appreciate it.
I think this will be one of the tighter matchups this week.
But speaking of matchups, like how you looking on your matchup this week?
You know what? I'm confident. I like who I have. I'm facing Jen. Jen has some game changers, but at the same time, like Josh Jacobs, man's a beast. Austin Eckler, nice player. Ty Montgomery's been really good thus far, but she doesn't have a lot of depth, and she has too many damn Chicago Bear players. So it's going to be her downfall, and I like my chances of going 3-0 and staying on top. So,
yeah.
See you, Jen, but I'm here to crush you.
I definitely think that I know I was speaking about good QB matchup. You guys got a great wide receiver matchup. DeAndre Hopkins versus Calvin Ridley. Mm-hmm. I will not lie. I would go with DeAndre Hopkins. I know Calvin Ridley's having a huge game, but people are seeing it now. Calvin Ridley playing the Bears of all people. So, I see DeAndre Hopkins, pulling out a little bit more points than Calvin Ridley. I think Ridley's going to get the double team. And if Julio plays, I know he's a little injured. But if Julio does play, I think Julio's going to have a big game, and Calvin Ridley's going to get the double team.
See, I disagree with you. I feel like Julio is now the decoy, and he still has that mad respect where he's going to get that double team if he's playing. And that just leaves Ridley wide open. You saw in the Cowboys game, how many times has Ridley just zipped through everybody wide open? The man's got speed. Cowboys could have drafted him a couple of years ago, but you know what? We got CeeDee Lamb. Everything happens for a reason. But I'm going to disagree with you. I like my wide receivers over hers, especially Ridley and DeAndre. I think DeAndre is the one who gets double teamed this week. So we'll see, man. But I'm confident.
Yeah. No, I would be confident too. I mean, you're not really riddled with injuries except for one.
Kittle, but I'm surviving.
Yeah. We'll definitely touch base on that later. But right now we got a new segment coming your way. Bench Wars.
Bench Wars.
You want to kind of give us a little rundown on what Bench Wars are?
Yeah, of course. So Gooby and I have decided we like drinking. Well, I like drinking more. And we're going to bet a tall boy on a bench player. So this bench player comes from the 10 participants in our fantasy league. And we can pick them at random. And we just pick one and see who has better numbers. So, Gooby, I'd like you to take the honors and pick your first bench war player.
All right. Well, we're doing a running back matchup this week, and I am going with a Cowboy and Pollard.
Surprise, surprise.
I think he's gonna have a decent game. He's not gonna have a Zeke Elliott game, but I think that he's gonna get that one touchdown.
Just
maybe 1 or 2 yards on top of that. 7 points. Let's give him 7 points, 1 yard and a touchdown. No, I think he's definitely gonna have that. What is it like? I'm gonna steal your moment kind of thing. Yeah. I think Zeke Elliott is gonna have a 50, 60-yard run down to the 5, 3, or 4 or whatever it's gonna be. He's gonna be tired. He's gonna be out of breath. McCarthy's gonna be like, "Hey, come off for a second." We're gonna put Pollard in. And I think Pollard's gonna steal his moment right there and take a touchdown from him. Maybe a couple drop down passes, and I'm gonna put him up as 8 or 9 points this week against your matchup. Who do you got?
Well, I don't have as much faith in my guy as you do in yours. I'm gonna go with Jordan Howard from the Miami Dolphins. He was scheduled to be the top tier running back. Lost that job to Myles Gaskin, is it?
Yeah, Myles Gaskin.
Yeah. Myles Gaskin.
I've looked up the depth chart of the team, and just I see Myles Gaskin as starting number 1 right now. I think Myles Gaskin actually started number 1 last week, and Jordan Howard came off the bench. And I think it looked like it was going to be a committee over there.
Yeah, I think Jordan Howard's lucky if he sees the field this week. I'm going to go with he probably gets a couple snaps in, runs for a measly 25 yards total, which his high will be 2.5.
Hey.
And you'll probably win week 1 of Bench Wars.
Hey, you know what? Bench Wars is just all about having fun and, kind of making fun of those bench players. No, who knows, though? They might surprise us. But go ahead, sorry.
I was going to say anything can happen in the NFL. So,
speaking of bench players, I want to touch base on your bench player of last week, Stefon Diggs.
The Diggs effect, man. I was lucky enough that my team outperformed, like almost everybody did, because I didn't start Stefon Diggs. But look at the numbers he posted. He had 8 passes, 153 yards, 1 touchdown. The man was an animal. He glided all over that field. No one was touching him. I was stupid for not starting him. But you know what? I ended up winning, so it's all good. It's all gravy. But Stefon Diggs, the Diggs effect, Minnesota, you fucked up.
I think going back to what we were saying about Josh Allen being that number, top 3 quarterback in the league. No one really saw this coming. Yeah, a few people did, but you know what? Training camp was not, full and in effect. There was no preseason, so no one knew the chemistry between Josh Allen and Stefon Diggs was going to be this good. The first week was a little rough start, but it's looking pretty good, and I see it looking good in the future too.
Well, he had 86 yards week 1. Buffalo's a run first offense. They have Singletary, Josh Allen runs. They have that rookie Moss, and yeah. So you know what, the catching game, the wide receivers, they get lost in the shuffle, but they got playmakers like Brown, Measly Beasley, and former Cowboy, and now Stefon Diggs leading the charge, like with that deep ball threat. So Josh Allen's got an arsenal of weapons, and he's a weapon himself. So the Diggs effect is paying dividends. And another highlight, how about Harrison Buckner's 58-yard field goal win in overtime to help the Chiefs escape LA?
You know what? That was my Toonie bet last week, and you know what? It was a pretty bold prediction. I will say it was a huge bold prediction, but I'm looking at the Chargers. They're not a bad team. I their quarterback situation up in airs. Tyrod Taylor. I know he went down with an injury. I think it was Herbert.
Oh, it wasn't an injury. He had a regular, no, chest pains. He had chest pains.
Pain.
He rushed to the hospital, and then, yeah, Herbert stepped in. What did you think of Herbert?
Herbert killed it. I'll look up the stats right now, but I'm pretty sure he had 300 and something yards, and he was phenomenal for the Chargers game, and I couldn't be like, if I was a coach, I couldn't be more proud than a backup quarterback. He 22 out of 33 passes, 311 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. You know what? It's doable. You're a backup. It's gonna happen. Keenan Allen killed it, 96 yards. The ball was spread out, 96 yards for Keenan Allen, 83 yards for my boy Hunter Henry, who I got sitting on my bench.
Wasted pick, but whatever.
But yeah, I think Herbert did an outstanding job. But yeah, you know what? That Tooney bet, even though I lost, I feel great about that Tooney bet. That was a big bold prediction, and that game looked like it was a hell of a game. Low scoring game too for the for Kansas City Chiefs.
Well, it's AFC rivalry game. It was in LA. They always play head to head, and they always play each other very, very close. So you know what? That was a great prediction. A lot of people would have gone that route, unlike Ba, who picked the Jaguars over the Titans. Like, come on.
But yeah, I think I think that injury to Tyrod Taylor might have helped the Chargers find their starting QB.
Or a lot quicker, at least.
But speaking of injuries, big highlight of the week, the 49ers just going down.
They get something in the water over there? Like, god damn.
I know I picked them as my Super Bowl winners this year, but I might have to change my team. And
you're not allowed to change, buddy.
I know I'm not allowed, but if I did, I'd be looking at the Bills, man. I'm coming for you. I'm looking at you. But yeah, Mozart sprained MCL. Hopefully it's not a tear. Kittle out with a knee. Ayuk out with a hamstring, and Bosa
Bosa.
Everybody's just going down in flames, and even another quarterback injury. Garoppolo did get hurt, but it looks like he might be able to pull through.
Porn star Jimmy went down. I don't know. I think it was the second quarter. Don't quote.
I didn't really watch the game very much, but yeah, I think it was the second quarter.
Yeah, no, yeah, they're just riddled with injuries right now. Let's see if they can persevere. But man, definitely check the water out in the Bay Area, because really all of them going down. So
it's looking like my team from last year, my fantasy team, when all my players just started going down left, right, and center.
It's the story of your life, buddy.
Yeah, this year too. I got the best player in the league, and look at me now.
That's well, we're saving the best for last. Obviously, the highlight of week 2 is the Cowboys comeback.
Oh, buddy, that I just, like I said, I had to rewatch the last 8 minutes because I had to go out, but what a comeback! You know what? That Falcons player that just stood there and stared at that ball, he was hypnotized by spinning around in circles. I never seen a ball do that before. I'm just gonna stare at it.
I honestly
should be fired.
I think the coaching staff should be fired. Obviously, they didn't prep the team or teach them the rules of the NFL. It was an embarrassment for Atlanta, because the Cowboys are down 20-0 in the first quarter. 3 fumbles in the first quarter. You basically have them. You have them on their throats. Okay, it's game over, and you allow them to come back and then win. You didn't learn from the Super Bowl, Atlanta?
I was gonna say, yeah, exactly. Like they're shooting themselves in the foot. You know what? Matt Ryan had a great game, but
You cannot blame Matt Ryan for that. Matt Ryan did everything, if anything possible. Julio looks old, brother, man. I don't know what's going on with you, but you look old. They have no run game.
he
Todd
killed it.
Gurley, garbage. And
But you know what? Like I just like you said, they haven't learned from the Super Bowl, and it's unbelievable that a professional player will just stare at that ball, knowing like, he was just hypnotized.
like maybe he was jitters. I don't know. Maybe he's going through some shit back home. I don't know, man. Like just to allow that to happen. And like honestly, there are some coaches that are on the hot seat. I think the Atlanta coach is definitely on the hot seat after that.
Oh, big ups to Dak Prescott and that offense for getting it done in the end.
You know what? He'd never say die. I have my doubts with Prescott, but you can never question his heart. So
I will say you are wearing a Prescott jersey, but you know what? I got the better QB sitting right here in Tony Romo.
You know, I made fun of Romo for years, calling him. I'm not going to say it on here, but I do miss his arm. We're gonna go.
But yeah.
But speaking of, we got another new segment. It's a Gooby segment. So without further ado,
Delivery.
if you don't know, the segment is called Special Delivery. Basically, we brought to you by our man Gooby. We talk about who needs to deliver and who needs to be stamped and shipped out. Hey Gooby, have you lost any mail this week? Tell the viewer.
Yeah, I have. I'll tell you what mail I've lost. I've lost faith in Gronkowski. Oh man, the just the matchup with him and Tom Brady. Everybody was so excited for it, but like, if you did what I did in the draft and went after a named player, aka Deshaun Jackson, who I dropped, then you know the hurt when you picked up Rob Gronkowski as your starting tight end. Not anymore. You know what? He's got only 4 targets in the first 2 weeks from Tom Brady. Brady hasn't been looking for a trusted tight end. He's been passing to his all-star studded wide receiver. You know what? He had, like Gronk, he cannot deliver this week. If he can't deliver this week, I'd say he's definitely a package that if you lost in the mail, you know what? I'd be okay with it. And you know what? I wouldn't worry about it. I would just reorder it, maybe ship it out somewhere else. But you know what? I wouldn't even do that. I would just drop him. I would drop him from my lineup, and I would just sail him off. I do not see Rob Gronkowski going any further with this team. I think he's definitely going to be a second, maybe even a third string tight end. Oh, I know they're doing a double tight end looks, but if he does not perform this week,
All right, there you have it, Gronkowski. You are on the hot seat. Who else?
My next bold prediction for special delivery: Joe Mixon from Cincinnati.
Cincinnati.
You know what? He is definitely a keeper in our league. He was picked as a keeper in the league, and I know why, because he produced.
No,
he produced the past couple seasons.
He wasn't a keeper. He was drafted high.
Oh, was he drafted? Okay, my bad. You know what? I might have not done my research on that one, but you know what? He is definitely a second keeper in the league. When we're just losing faith in you, Joe. We're just losing faith in you. With only 13.7 fantasy points in the first 2 weeks combined with no touchdown, you definitely need to start looking at a better running back 2, not running back 1, running back 2, and start looking at stealing that envelope and mailing them off. If you're not going to start them as a flex in your lineup, I say send them out, ship them out, and let them go.
You hear that, Joe Mixon? You are on the hot seat. Who else you got there, brother?
I got the one and only sitting on my team, leading rusher of last year, Derrick Henry. What's good, buddy?
Oh,
What's
Henry.
Good?
Oh, Henry. Really? Oh, Henry? Why? Tell the viewers, tell the listeners why.
Derrick Henry not scoring any TDs, it's making it hard to rely on him to put up those big points like last year. He doesn't perform this week versus Minnesota, which, you know what, they have a decent line. So I'm not looking for him to do very well again this week. You know what, though? If he doesn't do well, look to use his name as trade bait and ship him out for someone you could get in your starting lineup. Doesn't matter if it's a wide receiver, doesn't matter if it's a running back, quarterback. Use his name wisely because it doesn't look good right now.
Okay, so Derrick Henry, you are on the hot seat. Shape up, brother. Now, I want to touch base on that, though. Now, do you think it's more Ryan Tannehill, or do you just think that they're stacking the box against Henry and they're not giving him anything?
Definitely not Ryan Tannehill. If you look at the stats this week, Ryan Tannehill had a game. I'm going to pull it up right now.
Oh, that's
Ryan
my point. That's my point. He's throwing the ball more instead of handing it to Henry.
Yeah, no, sorry. Yeah, it's definitely looking like they're a throw first, run second offense. Ryan Tannehill, 18 to 24, 239 yards, 4 touchdowns. That's where your touchdowns are, Derek.
Yeah.
They're going to the QB, who's not even a good QB. And he don't even have his star. A.J. Brown was sitting on the sidelines with a freaking bum knee. What's good? I
think the people in Tennessee will disagree with you on that, but I'm going to agree with you. I think Tannehill's overrated, but he does look good so far.
You know what, man? All I got to say is, Derrick Henry, you're not producing the touchdowns. You're producing the yards, but not the touchdowns. If you don't produce this week, I'm shipping you out and I'm using your name. I've lost faith. That was my number one pick other than my keeper, Christian McCaffrey. I had a star-studded lineup. It's going up in flames.
Well, there you have it. The first installment of Special Delivery. You three that have been listed, you're on notice. So you better...
Postman Gooby has spoken.
Postman Gooby has spoken, so you better fucking perform.
All right, buddy. We got another new segment, which I know there's a lot of new segments, but we're going to split them up between week to week, but we're going to throw them out right now. We got another one I'm going to call M&M's, but it's Melky's Miscues.
Melky's
Take
Miscues.
It away, my friend.
And there were a lot this week, but I narrowed it down. So my first is going to be the tackling of the Miami Dolphins on Josh Allen when he tried to reach for that first down. All you had to do was take his legs out, and you couldn't even do that. It was like watching Pee Wee football. Actually, lower than that. It was horrible. I laughed. I had to watch it a few times. Just Miami. What are you doing?
What would you think would be a more comedic scene? The tackling or the butt fumble from your
Sanchez?
Yeah, from Dirty Sanchez.
Well, I mean, nothing could ever compare to the butt fumble. Like, it was so iconic. You got taken out by your own player's ass, and you fumbled.
But yeah, that tackling was it was spotty, it was shoddy, and you know what? That was definitely a miscue.
That was a big miscue. Now, my second one, and this is generalizing it, but New York, specifically the New York Jets, can you do anything right? Like, honestly, I understand you're not a very good team, and I understand there are growing pains. But San Francisco lost 4 players, and you couldn't do anything about it. You're a joke. Adam Gase, you're a joke. You need to go. I think the first head coach to get fired will be this man after this week. Because you know who they're playing? The Colts in Indy. So New York fans, I feel sorry for you, man. Both New York teams, but especially the Jets. Your whole team provided a lot of miscues.
Yeah, I 100% agree with you. You know what? I'm going to go back to a few years ago. Me, you, sitting at the bar with our buddy Destroyer. What's up, Destroyer?
What up, buddy?
Shout out. We'll have you on
up.
here soon. But it was his birthday, and we were sitting there. It was a Sunday night. We had some Jets fans beside us, and then we just started slamming the table. Jets, suck. And you know what? We're not wrong.
Nothing's changed.
Oh. You're getting flushed down the toilet just with Baker Mayfield.
You're a dumpster fire out there in the swamp. So, yeah, that entire coaching staff and team, just a bunch of miscues all over. So, you made the list, New York Jets. Now, my third one, and I don't know, man. He's lucky that Dak saved his ass. Mike McCarthy. Why are you opting to go for a 2-point conversion with 4 minutes and 57 seconds left? You would have been down by one. You would have been down only by one possession. You allude to go and get the 2 points, and you fail miserably. Like, come on. Are you just asking to get fired right away? Because Jerry ain't gonna tolerate that. So, Mike McCarthy,
you're right. That was another miscue. Throw that fucking red flag, because you know what? I'd be throwing it all over the place. It's where's Jason Garrett? That's what I'm thinking right now. After that play right there, where's Jason Garrett? Okay.
It's not even just that play. The Rams game. Why did you try and go for go for 4th down with 11 minutes left on the clock in the 4th quarter? Like, why did you go for it? Take the 3 points. You're killing me, buddy.
You know what, though? I will not fully put this. I guess we didn't lose, but I would not fully put the blame on Mike McCarthy. I know you have that miscue, but I want to throw a little miscue myself.
Sure.
Special teams coach. I don't know what your name is.
Doesn't matter.
You guys need to work on your shit.
Oh,
okay. Yes, you won us the game with that onside kick, but you guys had so many opportunities to do things, and you screwed up. So, get your act together, because those miscues, they can't happen.
Can't happen, man. Especially this early. And so speaking of that, last but not least, my last miscue, the Falcons recovering the onside kick. Seriously, do you guys not know the rules? I'm pretty sure there's an NFL manual somewhere in your locker room, at the coach's desk. You can look it up on Google. Like, come on, seriously?
You get paid millions of dollars. You can't just touch a ball?
You can just pick it up? Yeah, you're not the one that has to wait for it to go 10 yards.
Even I knew that, and I didn't play.
That is my biggest miscue, and it cost them the game. So Atlanta, man, you guys are wasting some talent over there, and you're a dumpster fire right now. And that is my biggest Melky's miscue of the week.
There you go. Now, this segment got a lot of hype from last week, so we brought it back.
Which y'all been waiting for.
And you know what? We brought it back, and I think we got some good players. We're going boomer bust, people. Boomer bust. And Melky, who do you have on your boomer bust team? Or, well, not team, but just boomer bust players.
Boomer bust. I'm going to start off with wide receiver Scotty Miller of the Tampa Bay Bucks. I'm going to put him as a bust. Now I know Tom Brady loves his slot receivers, Wes Welker from back in the day, Julian Edelman, but this guy is none of those two, not even on his best day. He was 2 for 3 and had 11 yards last week. There's just way too many mouths to feed on that team, and little Scotty, you're lucky you're even on the field. You are definitely a bust.
I'm going to agree with you on that. I'm going to say Scotty Miller's a bust. With Godwin, with Godwin out, Miller looks like an up-and-comer. But that being said, I feel like Brady will go to his reliable wide receivers, Mike Evans, and when Godwin comes back, he's definitely going to go there. But look to the future with Miller. You know what? He could. I love how you brought that up with Julian Edelman and Wes Welker. He could be the next Julian Edelman and Wes Welker. He's got the stature. He's 5'11". So he's got that agility about him. But right now, man, you're a bust.
And there you have it. You're a bust. All right.
I'm going to go with a bust as well. Russell Gage,
Ooh.
ATL. You know what? You had a decent game with, 6 receptions out of 9 targets, 46 yards and a touchdown. I feel like he'll be too reliant on TDs. He doesn't have the yardage. So if he doesn't get those touchdowns, you're not looking at getting any decent points. As a flex player, maybe. But if Julio starts, look to see a bounce back game for Julio Jones, as I feel like Calvin Ridley will get most of the help from the cornerbacks in Chicago.
All right. You know what? I guess there's something in the water here because I'm gonna agree with you, and I'm gonna call him a bust as well. For most of the points you just explained to the listeners and viewers, as long as Julio is breathing and walking and playing, there's again not enough mouths to feed. You got Ridley, you got the tight end Hurst, you have Julio. I think Julio is gonna actually have a bounce back game too. I mean, obviously I'm biased and I want Ridley to ball out, but yeah, sorry, Gage. It's not your time yet. Maybe next year or pending injury, but I'm going to label you as a bust.
Oh, there you go. So who you got next on your boomer bust list?
I'm going to go with a running back from the Washington no-name team, Antonio Gibson. I think it's a mess there with the running back situation. He looks pretty good. He's a crafty player. He can do everything. He had 13 rushing attempts. He had 55 yards, and he had a touchdown last week. I think it's anyone's game right now for that position, and I like his chances. So I'm going to label him as a boom.
I couldn't agree with you more. You know what? He's definitely got more yards than Peyton Barber. Peyton Barber's not looking the greatest.
No,
and look to see Antonio Gibson get more touches in the up and coming weeks. I'm you know what? We don't agree on much, but I'm agreeing. I'm agreeing on this one too. Antonio Gibson, you are a boom from us.
You're a big boom.
All right. Last but not least, I am going Geno Smith. I may have messed that name up, but Geno Smith, Tennessee wide receiver. You know what? He had 4 out of 5 receptions for 84 yards and a pair of touchdowns at 20.4 points this week. Look for him to have a great starting tight end in your lineup. He's definitely going to be a great starting tight end in your lineup. If he's on the waiver wire, look to pick him up. If you have George Kittle, you know what? He is injured, so maybe look to get some. You know what? I would look to pick him up. I see him having a great game, with AJ Brown out and Tannehill been looking for Smith often, and I think you know what? he's a touchdown. I think he's a touchdown whore. I'm just gonna say it. You know what? Tannehill has been looking for Smith, and I gotta say, man, he's a touchdown whore. He's got 50% of the Titans' touchdowns, and Tannehill's just looking for him in the end zone. It kind of looks like a Rob Gronkowski situation back in the Pats days, or a Jason Witten back in the old Dallas days.
Yeah.
So I would look for Juju Smith to have another great game this week. If you don't have him in your starting lineup and you need a tight end and he's on the waiver wire, go pick him up. Again, with the tight end injury on George Kittle, I know you probably don't have I know you probably don't have a backup tight end like this guy does in Hunter Henry. I got two of the best tight ends in the league right now. You know what? You might want to hit me up for Hunter Henry if you really want to.
Okay,
but
first of all, you do not have two of the best. You have two in the top 10. And what's your record having two of the top 10 tight ends? I'm sorry, tight ends don't win you games. It's nice that it can get you points, but fuck that. And stop ragging on Kittle. He'll be back soon. You're just fucking.
You know what? You say tight ends don't win you games. Defense wins championships, but my defense didn't win me shit. Okay, 13 points. You're good, but you're not that good. Okay, you ain't the Patriots of the last freaking 3 games of the season last year.
Yeah, but your woes sound like a you problem, man. So,
but I'm kind of doing a little search up right now. I want to actually, because I actually don't know if we have this player. Juju Smith. Oh.
Yeah, Lisa has him.
No, she does not. It's actually Devin who has him. I hate football.
Oh, I hate football. Oh, well, she'll never use him because, no offense, she just goes by what her husband says. And he likes to split things. So yeah.
But you know what? I would look to, maybe send a trade her way for a bench player or something like that. And I would pick up Juju Smith as a good replacement for George Kittle for a couple weeks.
Honestly. Well, besides you trashing Kittle, I'm going to agree. And Juju is definitely a boom. Like, he's probably the biggest boom on the list. The man had 84 receiving yards. He had 2 TDs. He's just a big target. Tannehill was probably licking his chops, finding him wide open. You know what? Gooby said it best. If you need a tight end, and he might be on the wire in some other leagues, pick him up, snatch him quick. If you have to outduel someone, if you're in one of those bidding leagues, then do it. It's worth the risk. I like him a lot, especially with AJ Brown going down and they're stacking the box against Henry. Pick up Juju Smith, man.
All right, man. So we got another segment, the last segment of the night.
Another repeater.
Yeah, we got our Toonie bets. Do you want to quickly go over what happened last week with the Toonie bets?
Yes. So last week, myself, Gooby, and Ba, we each picked a game that we wanted to highlight, and we each bet a Toonie on it. And by my count, I think I was the only one that won last week. So I'm up $4. $4. I'm up $4. Obviously, my math sucks balls. I'm up $4. This week, we continue the trend. Why don't you take it away, sir?
All right. Well, I got another big matchup. I know I went big last week with, the Chargers beating the Kansas City Chiefs. That was a great bold prediction. So I'm gonna go with another bold prediction. I'm gonna go with the Rams beating the Bills. Both teams are looking fire, looking absolutely gorgeous to be in the runnings for top seed in their divisions. The Bills 2-0, Josh Allen killing it. Stephon Diggs had a great game, but you know what? I just can't overlook Jared Goff is having a phenomenal season as well. Robert Woods is just He's turning into Mr. Reliable.
That's why he got paid recently. He got that extension.
And you know what? The Rams defense is not that bad either. So I'm gonna go on a limb. I'm gonna say that I really think that the Rams are gonna pull it off. Just Jared Goff. He has poise about him. He definitely has poise about him. But the Rams defense, like I said, they're pulling it out. Only letting 36 points go in the first 2 weeks. Bills letting Miami, of all people, score 28 points last week. I see the Rams running through the Bills, giving them their first loss of the season.
Yeah, you know what? That's going to be a colossal matchup too. I got a question for you before I pick mine. Who's the phonier 2-0 team? Do you think it's the Bills or do you think it's the Rams? Like, I feel like we expected this maybe from the Bills, but I didn't expect the Rams to go 2-0. And actually, like what they did to Philly. I mean, it's Philly, so I get it. But what they did to Philly on the road was pretty impressive.
So what do you want to talk about? Like, who's kind of hiding?
Who's the contender? Yeah, who's the contender? Who's like the pretender at this moment?
Okay, I like that. I like that a lot. You know what? In all fairness to Josh Allen, you're the pretender. You're the Bills, man. You're Buffalo. Who's the Bills starting running back right now?
It's either Moss, the rookie, or it's Devin Singletary.
Yeah, so it's a committee right now. It's not looking the greatest. I really like the Rams running back situation ain't looking the greatest either with Malcolm Brown not doing very great. I think he was a boom by you and Jesse, and I would call him a bust week. And I was
my pencils have erasers, sir.
Yes, sir. But you know what? I think that the Rams are definitely the better looking team.
Thus far.
As a team with their defense, they're doing great stops. They're doing great things on offense with Robert Woods, Cooper Kupp. I don't think he had a spectacular game, but Woods is not Woods. Jared Goff has got a lot of talent. I really think that they can be on top of that division.
I think you missed his biggest target, Tyler Higbee.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it's from last season too.
Another touchdown whore.
Big time. Well, that's what the league is. It's with a bunch of whores, man. So.
But you're right. I did miss on Tyler Higbee, who had a stellar game. I think he had over 25 points this week.
Yeah, 2 TD. He was multiple TDs for sure. So,
yeah.
Okay.
So,
like the Rams.
Look for them as a big contender for that division.
All right, I like it, man. So I know it feels like I'm always picking on the Jets because my pick last week was San Francisco over the Jets, and everyone, you're right because I am picking on the Jets. It's another matchup. It's Indianapolis versus the lonely ass Jets, and guess who I'm picking? The Colts.
Oh man, I was gonna say the Jets. Damn it.
Absolutely not. I'm picking the Colts. It's in Indy. The Jets are pathetic. Adam Gates gets fired. That's a dumpster fire of an organization. And yeah, I look forward to it. So that is my bet of the week.
I'll kind of want to touch base on that a little bit. Do you think Phillip Rivers will give T.Y. Hilton the fucking chance? Because you know what? I got him on my roster and I need you to produce for me.
Well, didn't Paris Campbell go down?
I think so. I could be not sure. I can check the injury status, but
so I think it depends. I think it depends. I mean, I don't know what's going on with T.Y. because remember a couple of years ago he was just a monster catching everything deep ball like from Andrew Luck. I think Rivers spreads the love. Like I said, the Jets are a mess. T.Y. gets some love. I don't know if he gets over the moon love, but I think he gets enough love where it's respectable. So
Okay. So are you saying I should start on my lineup this week?
well, whatever's left of your lineup, you probably should start him.
Put it this way: if AJ Brown goes out, or sorry, if AJ Brown's healthy, do you start AJ Brown over T.Y. Hilton, or do you start T.Y. Hilton versus the Jets?
I think I still have Ty starting because they're playing the Jets and it's at home. It's in Indy, so I think Ty he's gonna have at least one good game this season. And why not against the Jets? Everyone else does.
And yes, you are correct. Touching base on Zach Pascal, out with an ankle injury. He is questionable.
Yeah, I think I said his name wrong, so sorry. Sorry, Frenchie. And then last but not least, the man who created this, he's not here with us right now. He's actually recording elsewhere in Anthony's studio. What up, Ba? But here's Ba's pick for Toonie Bets. Enjoy.
Hello there, boys. Ba here with my Toonie bet for week 3. I hope week 2 went well for you boys in your fantasy football leagues. I'm definitely not here to talk about the Eagles going 0-2 and how shit they looked and what's happening with Carson Wentz. All I'll say is we've already drafted our QB this previous summer. I'm not here to talk about it, okay? My week 1 Toonie bet didn't go as well as I thought with Jacksonville losing, so already I'm 0-1. That's the perfect start for another year for me. So my bet this week, I'm choosing the Seattle-Dallas game at 425. That's right, boys. Your team, Dallas. And, of course, I'm taking Seattle to win it. That's right. My Super Bowl pick this year, I'm going to have them winning, beating Dallas Cowboys. Hopefully the Eagles can do something this year, and we're back to a tied record. That's what I'm hoping. Russell Wilson, the GOAT, like Belichick is implying. How crazy is that? So my week 3 bet right now is Seattle-Dallas, and I'm taking Seattle. Ha-ha. Enjoy that, boys.
You heard it from Ba himself, taking Seattle over Dallas.
Such a hater, man. He's just jelly that his team is trash right now. I mean, I get it. That's going to be a tough matchup for us. I really hope he's wrong again, but we'll see, man. Anything can happen.
I think there should be a new segment called Bold Predictions, and my bold prediction is that Philly does not beat Washington in records. I think that Washington is going to have a better record than Philly this year. Bold prediction. You heard it. You heard it first from me, Gooby, that the Washington no names are gonna have a better record than a team with a name.
Wow. You put your life on that?
Yeah, I do. And I don't know if I said the actual team name. If I did, I am sorry.
Even if you didn't, who fucking cares?
Yeah, but no, I apologize if I did say the old name of Washington. But yeah, the Washington no names. I really think that they're gonna have a better record this year than Philadelphia Eagles.
Well, there you have it. Bold predictions. Maybe a new segment we start. On that note, brother, it's that time again. Do you want to add anything before we sign out?
Yeah, I do. There's one player in particular that I want to kind of just give a shout out to. I know he'll probably never hear this podcast. Maybe one day we'll become famous and he'll look back on it and go, "Oh man, these guys shouted me out." And I'm gonna probably screw up his name, and I'm really sorry if I do. But Laurent Duvernay Tardif, I think he's a D-line for the Kansas City Chief. I want to just give a shout out to him, man. You're doing great things. He opted out this year to play in the NFL. As some of you may know, he's actually a doctor, and he decided to take the call and fight the battle of COVID-19. And you know what? Congrats to you, man. Like you're a one of a kind person, and you know what? I would put him up as one of the what's that award that comes out every year for just helping people. Jason Witten has it.
I don't know. It sounds like a humanitarian award of some
Yeah,
sort.
the NFL has a award for something like that, and even though he's not playing this year, I really think he should be a definite contender for that award. I will try to look it up while we're live right
Okay, man. Like, you know what? Just to piggyback off you. Yeah, it's pretty remarkable. It's nice to know there are people out there that, will drop their lives and their livelihood, sorry, and fight the good fight. So, you know what? Big ups to you. Kudos. Yeah, we owe you, man.
I can't find the award, but yeah, it's definitely it's a big thing to turn down. You know what could be millions of dollars, to help save the lives of.
Yeah, no, it's impressive, and keep fighting the good fight, like we keep saying.
Walter Payton, Man of the Year award.
Right. Yeah, definitely well earned.
I definitely think he should be a contender, even though he's
not. Okay. On that, always a pleasure, man. This is fun, honestly. I look forward to our pods with football. Just it's therapeutic, and
no, it definitely is for sure.
I can't wait to do another one. So if you want to hit us up, if you have any questions, you can reach us on the Wow I Had Mustard Instagram page. Don't be shy. Honestly, we don't back off from any questions or any comments. Whether
give us your boom or bust, or give us a bold prediction, or maybe even pitch in on a toonie bet, and maybe we'll throw you in there.
Exactly. We'll give you a shout out and throw you in, or you want to banter. I'm one for bantering, so bring it. To shout out to the Wow I Had Mustard guys, Ba, obviously, and John. We miss you, brother. Hopefully you come back soon. And we're looking forward to another Wow I Had Mustard recording.
Yeah, buddy. For sure.
On that, signing off. And remember, most of the human body is not for eating. Ciao.